Indeed, what our God cannot do does not exist. This one no be saying a person talk. This one is, it has come to stay. NSPPD, may God bless Pastor Jerry wherever he is. Listen to these testimonies of 29th of March of a woman, one of the testifiers, got her deliverance, 5 years of barrenness reverse. Another one, 7 years of barrenness reverse. And a woman who was delivered from ritualists, not kidnappers, ritualists. Just follow me, watch this testimony.
I joined this prayer altar in 2021, and I have been believing God for the fruit of womb for 5 years. And I have visited so many hospitals. I have this scan and tests, and the doctors, they keep on telling me I don't have a problem. And I keep on praying and believe one day I will have my baby. On December 2021, I did a test and scan, and this time around, they told me that I have fibroid and high prolactin. I rejected the result. I said I cannot have fibroids. This time, Pastor Jerry prayed and caused fibroid to disappear. I claimed it and I believe it, that the fibroid has disappeared. And indeed, the fibroid disappeared. On May, I saw Pastor Jerry on my dream. I told Pastor Jerry on that dream, I said, Pastor, please pray for me. Pastor Jerry, without me telling him my prayer point, Pastor Jerry told me on that dream that I'm already pregnant. I was so happy. I was so happy. I claimed it. And throughout that May 2022, I didn't see my menstruation. On 1st June, I did a pregnancy test and it came out positive. I was so happy. I keep on thanking God. I keep on praying for God to protect my pregnancy to the full time. And God did it for me. The doctors said I'm going to have a premature baby. I said I reject it. I cannot have a premature baby. I keep on sowing seeds. Every month I will sow a seed on behalf of my unborn child. I said this my unborn child will not come out premature. I keep on doing it, and God answered my prayer. On 23rd January, my precious bouncing baby come forth. To the glory of God, I return all the glory to the God of this great prayer altar. I say, Pastor Jerry, may oil on your head never run dry. Pastor Eno, Pastor Oke, all the pastors, I say, may oil on your head never run dry. What God cannot do does not exist. What my God cannot do does not exist.
What God cannot do does not exist. The problem that God cannot solve does not exist. My name is Omoshewa Shetu, and I'm making this video testimony from Shagamu, Ogun State, Nigeria. I am that woman that God has shown mercy. I got married October 2015 at the age of 35. And for somebody that got married at the age of 35, the next thing I was looking forward to was to start raising my children as fast as possible. And all efforts to get pregnant afterwards proved abortive. Visited several hospitals, several fertility clinics, several herbal homes. We took all sorts of concoction, all sorts of fertility drugs, all sorts of medications. We had all the tests that pertains to fertility, and the results states that we have what is called unexplainable infertility. You know, when you know what your problem is, it's always easy to tackle it and to solve the problem, but we don't know what our problem is, or in fact we're made to understand that both I and my husband were perfect, we're okay, and that there are no reasons why we shouldn't get pregnant, but yet the pregnancy was not forthcoming. 2018 went past, no kids. 2019 went past, no kids. And by 2020, when I was nearing 40, I became so afraid. Between April 2020 and April 2021, I had 5 IUI sessions, intrauterine insemination, 5 of them within a space of 1 year, but none worked. Once bless God for my friend Bumiolura Kinshe, who introduced me to this altar. Okay, so after being on the altar for 6 months, I trusted God for the fruit of the womb. I prayed about it always. By June 2021, it was not forthcoming, and I told God, God, since you refused to help me, then I think I should help myself. I called the hospital where I was to have the IVF, and I was told they're running a promo in July, and that if we want to partake of the promo, we need to make sure that our payment comes in by the last day of June 2021. Unfortunately, the money we were expecting didn't come into our account until 1st of July 2021. And so when we called the hospital, we were made to understand that there was no way we could participate in the promo, that we need to wait till October or December 2021. You know, I never knew that God actually orchestrated the late inflow of the money into our account in order not to share his glory with any man. Pastor Jerry, July 2021, I conceived the very month I was to go for IVF. I conceived without using any medication. You know why he said, how will you shout when your miracle comes, Pastor Jerry? I shouted, I screamed, I rolled on the floor, and it took two huge men, you know, to hold me in order not to injure myself. Pastor Jerry, for 9 months that I carried this pregnancy, I was not sick for one day. I didn't experience headache, I didn't experience fever, I didn't experience any weakness of any kind. And people that knew that I was pregnant, they kept on asking me, babe, are you sure you're pregnant? Because I was more energetic than I was even when I was not pregnant. Pastor Jerry, to the glory of God, 27th of March 2022, after 7 years of waiting, God blessed me with a son. I brought forth Samuel Oluwakorede Shetu. My son is a year old, and I've come to say, God, I'm sorry for not thanking you early enough, for not sharing this testimony early enough. God broke the yoke of barrenness. 7 years of barrenness, God broke without collecting a kobo from me. I've come to return all the glory to God. Pastor Jerry, on this altar, I remain. I go nowhere till Jesus comes. I love you, Pastor Jerry. I love you all NSPPDians. God bless you. Thank you.
Good morning, church. My name is Mrs. Opara. I want to thank God for delivering me. I got a call around 9, kind of, but I've slept. So by the time I woke up in the morning, I saw about 7 missed calls from an unregistered number. So when I checked, I tried to call. By that time, I was out of job. So I thought maybe some of the companies I went to for a job interview, maybe they're calling me back. So by the time I called back, it was a male voice that responded and said, you do cook? I said, yes, I cook. He said, okay, can you cook for 50 people? I said, of course I can. I was excited because I was out of job. So looking at that, it was another way for income to come in. So I looked at it that it was God's way of showing me mercy. We discussed, we talked. I wanted a video call so I would confirm that this is the person that I knew. And it was him. So we talked and he said he wanted rice, he wanted this, he wanted that. So we discussed and agreed at a particular amount, 100,000 precisely. It was for 50 people. Fast forward, we got to Muduru village. He said we're going to come to the back gate because they were mounting canopies at the front gate. I saw the canopies being mounted. I saw people coming out. So I felt that this was the occasion they came for. When we got to the back gate, they opened the back gate. When we got there, I noticed the surrounding was somehow. I called the guy to ask him why we should go through the back gate. He said, because they are mounting canopies and it's where we are cooking at the back. Through that place, it's easier to access and all that. He said they started cooking. He said it's not, when we pass through here, is at the other side of the compound. At that, I didn't suspect, but at that point, these two men, you see their eyes blazing with fire, came in. They started speaking in pidgin language. Okay, when I don't come now, enter that room. Come on, get into that room and sit down there. At that point, brethren, I knew that I was in trouble. I have never seen this kind of thing. I see it happen in movies, but I never experienced it. I was like, when I turned around to look at the Doris that brought us, she just turned her back and left the door. So she was the one they sent to bring in people. At that point, my body was shaking, but I started praying in my spirit. I started asking God for mercy. I said, God, I heard you speak to me, telling me to go back, but I didn't fathom it well. God, please don't look at my mistake. Have mercy on me. The man came, the one that came to me, because there were two men. Came to me. I feel God assigned that man to me for a purpose. Came to me and asked me to stand up. I should get to the wall and undress. I stood for 3 hours. He was asking a lot of questions. What brought you here? How do you know my Oga? What do you know him through? I said, no, I know him through my office, this, that. I said everything on how we met and what brought me there. Because he said the other lady came for something else. I said, I don't know what she came for, but this is what I came for. She now asked, have I ever been to this village before? I said, no. He said, you people should always find out before you go to do any catering job. He said, look around. I looked behind. He said, these are women wigs, slippers, handbags. He said, these are the people that have been killed. That they just call them and they said that come to this place and they take off. Their parents will be looking for them, but they are all gone. That they were imported from Lagos to do this job. They don't stay in Imo State. He said, which church do you go to? He now saw my Streams of Joy handbag. He said, yes, this is Jerry Eze people. They go there. Said they go there to do juju, and you say you go there to pray. This is not prayer. You people are doing juju. You brought juju here to demoralize me. I can't do anything with you. I don't even know why you are here. He said this thing is juju. Oh yeah, I'm going to release you. I will tell them that I've killed you because they know that you are here. By that time, they're taking the other girl. They said they're taking her to be say somewhere. I don't know. They said they were there. They're not kidnappers. That they are ritualists. That is either they are looking for women. It's either they take off their private, cut off everywhere for the rituals, or they bury them alive, or they make them run mad. He scaled the fence for me, opened the gate, and told me to run. I just want to give God all the glory. The God of Streams of Joy. May the Lord who has done this for me, may his name alone be glorified.
Please, if you like what you just watched, please share this video. Share as many times as you can. Also subscribe to our YouTube channel, Flames TV. What God cannot do does not exist. Thank you.